What to do and be aware of on your first venture on your bike. Now, that differs between road biking and mountain biking. First thing to be aware of is what's the weather like? Because if you go outside and you're not looking at the weather, you've made a mistake. So if the weather's going to be rainy or bad conditions or whatever it may be, dress accordingly. Now, what I mean by that is you can put on layers. Cyclists wear layers. So you've got to have like arm warmers, different things like that to be able to peel off and get cooled off if you need to. But if the weather's not good, you need to have that kind of stuff on. So the first thing I always think about is the weather, what I'm wearing when I get outside. Second thing to think about on your first ride, how far are you going to go? Don't all of a sudden just go get on your bike, start riding, and not have kind of an idea of miles or time that you're going to ride, because that'll affect what you bring as far as food, nutrition, water, all that kind of stuff. So I always think of how far am I really going to go today? So if it's going to be 30 miles, or if it's going to be 60 miles, or if it's going to be 100 miles, you need to think about that. The other thing you need to think about is when you get on your bike is to make sure that you just do a really quick check. Airplane pilots, they walk around the plane every single time and do a safety check before they ever go fly their plane. There's a reason for that. A lot of cycling people do not do this. It's really good. Just spin your tires, make sure that your brakes aren't rubbing, make sure your brakes work. Just give it a quick overlook. I'm not saying you have to spend an hour, but I think it's just good practice to kind of look at your bike and go through it step by step and make sure that everything is functioning the way that you want it to function. Now, if you're going on your first ride, there is another video that I'm going to do on this with clipped-in pedals. If you do have clipped pedals, then I need you to make sure that you get over the top of your bike. Go watch this video. Get over the top of your bike. Make sure you're really centered on your bike. Get the one foot that's your dominant foot. So today, I was having one of my friends ride one of my bikes. I tried to put the left foot pedal up, but they wanted the right foot pedal, right? I mean, if your right foot is your dominant foot, then make sure that's how you're starting off. Clip into that pedal solid the first time. Make sure that you're ready. Do not, when you get on, clip your other foot in right out of the gate, okay? I know you're going to want to, but just don't. Clip in and make sure that you feel solid on your bike, and make sure you got enough when you push on your bike, that first pedal, that you're kind of coasting a little bit, and then get your foot up there, pedal a couple rotations, and then if you feel really comfortable, put your other foot, clip it in, and then go ahead and start to ride your bike. So keep that in mind on your first venture out on your bike. The other thing I would do on my first venture is I would be very cautious in riding with a bunch of people. First rides, usually try to ride by yourself or with somebody else so that you don't have a lot of distractions or a lot of people you can run into, and you can concentrate on really just riding your bike, getting used to your bike. And then what I would do is make sure I'm going through all the gears. Practice going up the gears, down the gears, all that stuff so that you really understand how to operate the bike. Even come to a stop several times, get your feet, get back on, and get going again. Learn to come to a stop sign, shift your gears all the way up so it's in an easy gear for you so that when you start off, you can pedal from right there. So those are just some basic things I would think about besides wearing a helmet. Make sure you've got sunglasses on. Make sure you've got your heart strap on if you're going to ride with a heart rate monitor. Make sure you've got sunscreen if it's cold, just those type of things. Think about all that. So I just have a mental checklist that I go through. And those of you that haven't seen my bag video, I have a certain bag that I always pack with all my gear, and it has everything in there ready to go for me, from my socks to whatever else. The other last thing I'll add to it that I think is really important on your first ride is to make sure you're wearing the right type of shorts for the type of riding that you're going to do. And then last but not least, and we'll talk about this in another video, is make sure you've had a bike fit or somebody that knows what they're doing help get you fit. Because the last thing you want to do is have a bad experience riding your bike, especially on the first time. Let's make it as fun as possible for you and for whoever else that you want to ride with you. So that's my advice on your first trip. Enjoy the bike, have fun with it. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. If you're not on our blog yet, please go get on our blog. We'd love to have you as part of our community. So keep cycling strong. I hope you enjoyed this video and show us some love.